morning, and thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Sandy Rathbun. Well, my guest today is going to tell us the secret to weight loss success, getting it off and keeping it off. Nourdine Zouareg is a professional fitness coach at what's been rated the #1 spa in the world. That's Miraval Life and Balance in the community of Catalina, north of Tucson. He's the author of a new book. It's called Mind Over Body. The key to lasting weight loss is all in your head. Now, you have coached some biggies at Miraval. Here is your opportunity to name drop.
Well, as you well know, that we have some strong policies at Miraval, and naming celebrities would be an error of judgment.
Okay, but in your press release, you do name some folks that you have coached.
I'll give you the opportunity to name them. So I would be like
Charlie Sheen, Barbara Streisand, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, those are the people I worked with, and some of them are people that attended my classes. Actually, one of them. The rest are all one-on-one basis that I worked for a few weeks, and
whip them into shape.
They put themselves into shape. I think the whole work comes from their own self. I'm just a tool. They use me as a tool.
I want to talk about you a little bit.
Okay.
You've won a lot of bodybuilding championships. I think before you were the age of 24, you were a Mr. Universe.
Yes, that's right. Correct.
You were a wimpy kid. Your mother was 15, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
You weighed 2 pounds when you were born. Mm-hmm. And as you grew up as a little boy, your mom used to tell you you died 3 times as a youngster.
Correct. She still tells me now.
She still tells you now, huh?
She reminds me of the good work she did on me, so she makes me feel guilty sometimes.
But you learned how to make things happen in your life, mm-hmm. and I think you trace part of it back to when you were a little baby.
Exactly.
And your resolve to make it and to live.
Yeah, we are born with a resolve. We are born with a power to do whatever we wish to, and that is, for me, from a sickly baby to become a Mr. Universe. The Mr. Universe thing is just a step that I took to take me into the journey of life. Bodybuilding is a part of my life that really helped me, but it's not everything. I chose bodybuilding as a mean not the mean to an end, but as a tool to catapult me where I am now. Being sick and scrawny, 18 years old, I was 108 pounds. I was bullied all day, every day. There was not one day that I could eat my lunchbox that my mom packed. I never did eat my lunch at school, and I never told my parents, and they just find out in the book. And that is because I was bullied, and so that's to me. What I did is develop my esteem. I thought I had a low self-esteem, but then later I found out that I had the greatest self-esteem.
Well, you used mental exercises
Exactly.
to overcome physical limitations.
Yes.
And that's what you write about in the
Absolutely.
book as a key to losing weight
Exactly.
and keeping it off, mm-hmm. and really doing anything you want to do in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give us some examples of some of the mental exercises you used.
Yeah. The first one that I used, believe it or not, is called meditation now. But back then, I didn't even know that I was meditating. I developed a ritual. After school, I would go home and go straight to my room, which I was sharing with 7, 8, or 8 other siblings.
Whoa.
So I would go in there and close my eyes. Some of it I was crying to kind of, let that negative feeling that accumulated during the day and with all that stress created by the bullies and all that, even some teachers. And some of it I was deeply relaxed, went into within myself, closed my eyes, went into myself, and realized that really I had the greatest power inside of me. That's called meditation. I was what I like to call unconsciously competent.
Okay.
So one day after coming back to school to do just that ritual, I saw everyone parked in front of the TV and watching a program. And it was an athlete, a young gentleman doing the Iron Cross.
A gymnast.
A gymnast. I had no idea, that I could do this, but because I felt that strong core desire at the time, I didn't know I was feeling that, but it felt like falling in love. I fell in love with that body, and automatically I asked myself, why not me? You see?
You did visualization.
I inquired within, and I automatically, the response was that picture of that gymnast was me. So I anchored the picture into my subconscious mind. Anchoring goes straight, directly into the subconscious mind. See, when you need to visualize, you have to do it long enough every day to come from the conscious to the subconscious. But that day, because you fall in love, it goes directly, automatically into your subconscious mind. When you fall in love with a person, you'll do everything and anything it takes to be with that person. All of a sudden, everything falls into place. Everything, it works towards helping you to get together with the person you love.
Just like when you have what you call a core desire.
Exactly.
To be physically fit.
Exactly.
And you also say you got to be mentally and spiritually fit. We're going to talk about that.
Absolutely.
But to be physically fit, when you want it badly enough, it happens.
Yes. If you don't want it badly enough, you may get it or you may not get it. If you get it, then you lose it. And if you don't, you don't. That's because you don't have a true core desire. That's because there are other things in your life that you need to address before getting to that part.
You say you got to do mental work.
Yes.
Before you ever start the diet.
Yes.
And you ever start the exercise.
Absolutely.
And that mental work is to figure out what you want so badly.
Exactly.
That core desire.
You see, I created those 4 phases, from the knowing to the doing, and that was several years ago. I happened to write the book a year ago, but I had this in my mind, and all of a sudden this huge movement is coming out with The Secret. Have you heard of The Secret, the DVD and the book? And I love it because it's what I talk about, but I go further. I explain to people how to do it. Rather than tell them that there is actually a secret, I tell them the secret, the application to the secret is what I'm talking in the book about. And that's the mental work that one has to do. Engage their mind before the physical aspect of things.
All right, let's talk about how you find a core desire is your own personal reason for doing something.
Exactly.
It's not because your spouse tells you to do it, or your parent tells you to do it, or your fitness coach tells you to do it, or anybody else. It's your own personal reason for doing it. So how do you find this core desire? Let's talk about the steps. You talk about them in the book.
Sandy, there are 2 things. Only 2 things that we need to pay attention to. The way we feel in a positive manner, and the way we feel in a negative manner. If we feel bad about something we're doing, or something we want to do, why are we doing it in the first place?
Makes sense.
If we feel an excitement about something we want to do, or someone we want to be with, something we want to get, and we inquire within, and all of a sudden, deep inside, we feel that excitement, Sandy, it is yours. You can go for it. Nature does not give us a core desire if we don't have the ability to achieve it. Again, nature does not give us a core desire if we don't have the ability to achieve it.
You say focus on that fulfillment
On the end product.
rather than the work to get to the end
Because
product.
if you think about the work, guess what? You feel an anxiety. And that's not the right feeling.
You write about that in the book. You say actually, physically, the brain makes you feel anxious when you focus on the work rather than the end product.
Exactly.
Which is that fulfillment because you've done it.
Absolutely. And when you feel anxiety, when somebody tells you you have to do this, it entails effort. And us as human beings, we don't like effort. But when someone tells you, when your heart tells you to be which you desire, there is no effort. And your heart actually starts beating a little faster, like when you fall in love. And when you feel that, Sandy, you have no other questions. It is yours. All you need is to follow the other steps. Identifying your true core desire is the most important thing to do.
You talk about the importance of meditation. You've told us that as a little boy you didn't know you were doing it, but you were doing it.
Yes.
You also write in the book about, well, meditation, visualization, and affirmation.
Yeah.
Explain, we've touched a little bit on visualization and meditation. Let's talk about affirmation. I think you write in the book 100 different affirmations.
Absolutely. Affirmation for the mind, the body, and the spirit.
Give us some examples.
I am eating healthy, fresh and healthy foods daily. I am exercising 5 days a week, and I feel great. It's in present tense, and it doesn't apply any negativity or negative words. If you say, I don't want to be overweight or fat, you're actually saying to yourself, to your body, I want, because the subconscious mind does not know the wrong from the right. It does not know what the subconscious mind takes for reality is what you say to it without the negativity or the negative word. When you say, you're actually saying, I want to be fat, when you say, I don't want to be fat, because you're still focusing on that. You need to focus on what you do want rather than on the things that you don't want. And that's the problem. 99% of people that comes to work with me initially, they don't believe they can do it. And they're focusing on the things they don't want rather than on the things they do want.
Well, negative self-talk.
Exactly.
You write about that in the book. You say you got to get rid of that. I mean, that can sabotage you.
Absolutely.
I can't do this.
Sandy, the body is the servant of the mind because it doesn't have the ability to create. The mind creates. The soul does not have to create. It's pure. It's beautiful. The mind is the only power that controls and creates. Everything we see is created, comes from a thought.
Okay, now I've got to think some people are out there negative thinking, oh my gosh, this is way too complicated. I can't do this. You say you can do this in 4 to 6 weeks.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can get yourself whipped around where you're on a good, positive path in just 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, 10 minutes in the morning, 24, that's for the mental part, 24 minutes exercise in the afternoon, or you can do them in the morning altogether, 5 times a week.
So for 34 minutes a day, 5 times a week.
And you can keep your meditation on the weekends if you want to. But it is true. I'm telling you this because it's not something that I've created now. It's something I've created in 25 years through my own experience and my experience to working with people around the world. People are people. They have the same patterns. That's why I developed the program, and it works.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break. We're going to come back and talk some more about mind over body. Stay with us.